All right, this is Tinkercad right here. You see this? Tinkercad.com. When you log in, you get to this screen, right? You've done this before? Has anyone done this before? All right, so you haven't done it before? Just say, hey, I want to join now or sign in even. Let's go to sign in. When you go to sign in, you have sign in with Google. Okay? Sign in with Google. Click on that. When you sign in with Google, you can click on your name, right? Hi, I'm going to have my Google account, my school account. I can sign in. Boom. You should get to a screen that looks like this. Just accept it, or you could say next or whatever to the if there's a pop up, or you could even just skip that part. So either way, it'll work, and you'll get to a screen eventually that looks like this. Okay, right? Who's there? Show a thumbs up if you're here. Show a thumbs up if you're here. All right, the Tinkercad that they're talking about is right here, circuits. Okay, so this is the place where, hey, if I'm looking at my document, if I'm looking at this, which says, hey, you need to be getting on Tinkercad and you follow the procedure, they're looking, this is where you're at. You're clicking circuits, you go to a new circuit, and you're here. So just based on where you're at right here, I can go to create new circuit just and follow along with what it's telling me to do in under the procedure, right? So it's going to say, hey, all right, to learn the basics, you can go here for some tips. Sure, you can follow that link and do some tips. You're going to rename your circuit model from the default random name to something like POE 123 electrical simulation. Okay, so you can say, oh, all right, there's a default model ingenious volt dump. You can say, oh, 1.2.3, electrical circuit POE. Okay. All right. So, and then it goes and gives you what you're supposed to do. So it's like, okay, go to the components, select all instead of basic. And okay, from the components option, select all. All right, I come over here, all. All right, now I have access to more stuff. Okay. Oops, go back. And it says, oh, now there's a little video here. It says scroll down and select the 9-volt battery from the power section of the component library and drag it in the workspace to review an animation of this process. See and drag components here. So it's just like, oh, all right, I'm going to go over here to, anyone see a 9-volt battery? It's like, oh, I don't see one, huh? I got a bunch of other stuff in here. Oh, there's a 9-volt. I can drag it right into the screen, okay? I can name this 1. It's fine. All right. Name it battery. I'm just going to keep it, though. All right. You see that? So now I have a 9-volt battery. You're not on circuits. You want to be on circuits, not on just creation of random stuff. It says add a multimeter component to the workspace and connect the multimeter to the battery terminals. Make sure the multimeter is set to voltage mode. Select start simulation. Note the voltage. Stop the simulation, then switch to terminal connections. Then you can see the simulator again. What do you notice? All right, so you can follow along and do this. I'm pretty sure you guys can do that, right? Right? You guys are like able to do something like this. We've done this before. There's a multimeter. It says something about a voltmeter. Can anyone find the voltmeter? There's instruments. And then we have the multimeter. But I wonder if there's a voltmeter. I keep saying voltmeter. I know. I see the multimeter.
You can just have 2 multimeters, one on volt, one on resistance, one on amperage.
All right. So here we go. We have voltage right here. And if I start the simulator, if I connect the black to the red and the red to the black, I get a negative. If I do the opposite, then I'm probably going to get a positive. So in order to get it, I had to start the simulation. Don't forget to do that. So you might be like, what the heck? Mine's not working. Nothing's happening. It's probably because you haven't started you haven't done the simulation. I'm changing the color just to be sure. Not to be sure, but If I start the simulation, I get this. Notice that difference there. All right, if you look at, this is a reiteration from the previous video, but if you look at this, it does say, hey, record it in here. You can totally record it. You can say, oh, guess what? It was 9 volts, 9 volts when it was black to black, and red to red. But when it was the reverse, it was negative 9 volts. It read negative. All right. It says interpret this thing, create it in, interpret this. There's a battery, there's a light bulb. You read the voltage, right? This from right here. What do you notice? This is where you can input information. Now, you're going to do this. You can totally input it right here on MyPLTW. There's no way to take that and bring it out of MyPLTW, but you can do screenshots. Last thing, don't avoid this. This is actually where you do a lot of the work. When you see enter your notebook, you are going to be needing to enter a notebook to record the information, okay? You got it? That's how you get a lot of this information. Screenshots, entering notebook, conclusion questions would be something you add on to Canvas. All right? That's for next week for some of you. For some of you, it's today, like my G3 class. All right? Hopefully this helps. Adios.